Shaheem Reed, the Rap on Wrestling podcast. Got my guys here, Ari the Oracle, Nick 816. Big up to E Will, Spiff TV, Parts Unknown right now. And we actually saw Spiff in person yesterday, so that was really cool. Thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. My birthday was June 27th. We had a great time. And one of the ways I brought in my birthday was watching Night of Champions, WWE. So much to talk about it. We're gonna unpack everything WWE this episode. Monday Night Raw just finished. Maybe we work a little bit backwards, but no, I think we'll start with Night of Champions. So Oba Femi is the king of the ring. And I know going into this tournament, there was a lot of anxiety by the Oba Femi fans. Maybe Brock Lesnar is going to screw him over. You know, the ruler won. Regardless of what you thought was going to happen, Triple H had a plan, and he had an immaculate plan. The ruler won. Oba Femi won King of the Ring, and he was pretty dominant, man. He went on a run like my New York Knicks did in the playoffs, man. He pretty much dominated every match. He beat Jey Uso on Saturday handily, cleanly, and he's the king of the ring. He comes to Atlantic City. We're always in Atlantic City today. He comes to Atlantic City today. He has the crown. He's telling everybody that he won, but before he could really get into his promo, we hear the music of Brock Lesnar. Brock's coming to the ring. He's accompanied by Paul Heyman. Paul doesn't look the worse for wear, even though he got speared through the barricade a couple of weeks ago by Braun Breaker. More on that, more on Paul and the Vision in a little bit, but he comes to the ring. Brock looks in tremendous shape. Brock looks relaxed. He looks refreshed. Oba has a smile on his face. Oba's been waiting for this moment since Clash in Italy. He's been waiting to see Brock one-on-one in the ring again, or face-to-face, I should say, because not one-on-one if Paul Heyman is there, but Brock walks to the ring. He gets in. He kind of mocks him. He trolls him for winning King of the Ring. He says, yeah, he won King of the Ring. I won King of the Ring before. And this is such a diabolical game plan because Brock said he hasn't been watching WWE in a few weeks. He said he doesn't watch it. We know that's probably true in real life. Brock is in Canada. He's on his farm or whatever. He's doing his thing, hunting, raising his kids with his wife, obviously working out, having a good time. But he said he hasn't been paying attention, but Paul Heyman smarting him up. He heard Oba Femi's been calling him out. And basically, he kicked my man in the nuts. He kicked my man right in the nuts. All right, what'd you think about that?
I mean, I don't like seeing nobody get kicked in the place. I think that hurts all of us. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was cool, man. Let Brock come out, let him challenge. Uh, this is gonna be the third match. I did think that it was gonna be in a Hell in a Cell because what else can you let these two monsters do but be in a Hell in a Cell? I think that's genius. I thought Oba also was going, since Brock said he's going, raise the stakes and put it in Hell in a Cell. I thought Oba was going to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Put your career on the line too. You know what I'm saying? But maybe Brock is just not done. Who knows? Who really knows? But
I don't think he's done. I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. After Brock kicked Oba in the nuts, he left the ring, and before he could get all the way backstage, Oba rose from the ashes and said, "Me and you, SummerSlam." Brock and Paul Heyman smile on their face, just like it was planned all along. I'm sure this whole thing was planned. Oba fed right into it, fed right into their hands, man. Played right into their hands. He said, They accepted, and they won a Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam.
There we go.
Automatically, I mean, man, this is a night 2 main event caliber match. Incredible. Nick, what did you think? We getting Oba versus Brock 3, and Oba didn't have to get screwed.
Right, the right way. I think I was actually talking to my nephew about it the other day, and he was like, he was happy with it too. He's like, Oba got to do his thing. We're excited. We're excited for that cage match. So, um, see what happens then. I'm sure that's gonna be crazy.
Now, backstage, for people who haven't seen it, and I know you're wondering, the winner of the King of the Ring, they were supposed to have a chance at the World Championship of their choice. Winning the King of the Ring is basically the same thing as winning Royal Rumble. You could fight whoever you want. If you win Royal Rumble, you could fight whatever champion you want at WrestleMania. If you win King of the Ring, you could fight whatever champion you want at SummerSlam. Oba backstage, he told Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce was like, "Yo, are you sure you want to do this?" Hell in a Cell, Brock Lesnar, you're supposed to have a title match. Oba said the titles ain't going nowhere. I can get the titles whenever I want. I want to end this thing with Brock Lesnar. Me personally, I think we're getting the best of both worlds. You know, like Oba is being handled with the precision and the care that all of us fans who love Oba Femi would hope. You know, he looked dominant in King of the Ring, even though he lost to Brock Lesnar. It was questionable. Brock snuck him from behind. And even if he would have lost cleanly to Brock, there's nothing to be ashamed about to lose to Brock Lesnar. Like the dude he's everything he say is. He's the beast. But the fact that Oba did get a chance to win the King of the Ring, and he looks like even more of a boss, in my opinion, that he could say, I'm not stressing the title. I want to end this beef. I want to end this beef with Brock. What do you think about what do you think about Oba foregoing his title shot for now, postponing it?
Uh, I feel like with what he said, I feel like it's not even a postpone. I feel like he forfeit, and
Mm.
I think Jay was picking up what he put down. He's like, yo, Sammy, I'm gonna be on SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Sammy is the new champ. I'm gonna go ask him for that title shot. And I I feel like over forfeit because he feel like, I can get a title. I'm dominant. I can get a title shot whenever I want. I just did this King of the Ring thing because it was set in front of me and I'm not gonna lose. So, now I'm King Oba. I could get a title shot whenever, but gotta go in the beast and then, get a title shot from whoever. So I think that's gonna be Jay versus Sammy, and then it definitely looks like Seth versus Roman. So damn, 2 nights at SummerSlam. We didn't even mention Cody Rhodes. You don't know CM Punk, and not to mention, you got Rhea. You got I don't know who has the main event. To be honest with you, I don't think it's set in stone yet.
Well, I'm loving it because WWE, for everybody who's been complaining about the booking and the storylines and whatever, they are giving us a WrestleMania, what's shaping up to be a WrestleMania caliber SummerSlam. Now, we've traditionally we've gotten huge matches, some of the best matches ever at SummerSlam, but these guys are like giving us the WrestleMania caliber matches. I said on the last pod, I was like, the biggest match that we could get right now is Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns. I still feel that way, but the second biggest match that I think we could get is Oba versus Brock Lesnar in the Hell of the Cell. And Roman is not to be outdone. He has the challenge of a lifetime, literally, coming up at SummerSlam. To end Raw, Roman came out. He's accompanied by Jacob Fatu. Roman feeling good. He got his Jordans on. Jacob got on all red. He got the Timbs on, black Timbs. And before Roman can even start his promo, we hear "Burn It Down." Burn it down. Seth comes to the ring. Atlantic City's going crazy. They're singing the song for him. You know, Seth got one of the best entrances in the world. He gets in the ring and him and Roman go face to face. They kind of circle each other and they get face to face. And the crowd is losing their mind. The crowd, you know, they don't get a chance to see WWE in Atlantic City that often. I don't remember the last time it was in Atlantic City. I was actually, if I wasn't traveling for the B-Day, I probably would have been in Atlantic City just to get on them tables and check out Raw. But man, it was a moment. It was a moment that you could feel through the television. It was electrifying as they're staring at each other doing the face off. You hear the crowd. They start doing the whoa, oh, going crazy for Seth. Then they give Roman his props, OTC chants. And as many times as we've seen Seth versus Roman in the ring, cutting promos on each other, I think this may be the best promo Seth has ever cut regarding Roman. It was you know, because he wasn't in character. He wasn't with the and you know, the Mr. Yeller, he yeah, and you know, acting like the court gesture. He wasn't wearing some flamboyant outfit. He just had his all black on suit with the long coat. And he really spoke heartfelt. You know, he talked about how him and Roman have been connected for the 14 years since they came to the main roster of WWE. How they dominated, how they took out some of the people, the older wrestlers from the generation, how they took them out and set the stage and basically built the foundation for the newer generation of, I'm about to say, of hip hop MCs. I need to get my mind off rap. The newer generation of wrestlers, and he challenged them at SummerSlam, and he also said that, Roman, we don't have that much time. He gave Roman a really, really a big reality check, I would say. He gave him a reality check, man. He told him, like, just like we came in and we took out the old gunslingers when we was the new jacks, we took out the old timers and the older wrestlers. Now we're getting older and the young guns are coming at us. And, you know, Roman has the proof standing right next to him. Jacob Fatu is right next to him. Jacob Fatu is leading the charge of that new generation. Braun Breaker. Him and Seth had an incredible match last night that Seth was very fortunate to win. You know, his experience allowed him to beat Braun Breaker. Oba Femi, who we saw early in the night. Trick Williams, you know, Penta. It's a whole new generation. Javon Evans, Carmelo. It's a whole new generation that's coming. Roman, again, he's telling the story with his facial expressions. He's telling the stories with his eyes. And as Seth is talking to him, very heartfelt, he called him brother. You know, he said, "Hey, brother." That's how he started it off. "Hey, brother." And Roman took the mic and he said, "Hey, little brother." You know, Roman always got his son somebody. It ain't right if Roman don't son you.
Yeah.
And Roman said, "You know what? For the first time in your life, you're telling the truth. You're right." Seth also told Roman that he did acknowledge, he acknowledged Roman, which I love. He told him that, look, when it all said and done, you're gonna go down as one of the greatest of all time, and you're probably gonna be number one. Which is the first time Seth has even given an inkling that he thinks somebody might be better than him or higher status than him. He also said that, "I'm in your head, I'm in your heart, I'm in your soul. Last WrestleMania, I beat you, and I took your wise man. The WrestleMania before that, I sacrificed myself so Cody Rhodes could win. You were so fixated on me and getting your revenge on me. Cody Rhodes was able to beat you and end your reign of terror. You want to go back a little bit further? Let's go back to WrestleMania 37, the greatest cash in all time. I stole your main event. There was nothing you could do about it. And by the way, Roman, You have never beaten me in your career. Do you really want to retire? Do you really want to have all these accolades? You know, most WrestleManias ever main evented, a record that's never going to be broken. The title reign, the terror, the bloodline, all of these accolades. But do you really want to retire without beating Seth Rollins? Roman took the mic and he said, look, this is the first time I've heard you speak the truth in your entire life. I don't want to beat you. I need to beat you. I accept the challenge. Roman versus Seth Rollins again, one-on-one at SummerSlam. This is a match that was rumored to be the next WrestleMania. This was the match that was supposed to be the next WrestleMania if you listen to some of the rumors. But we're getting it at SummerSlam. Oracle, what are your thoughts? Roman versus Seth, one-on-one. Roman said he wants to put the shield behind him after this match.
I mean, Seth, once again, man, Seth outsmarts Roman, weasel himself, sweet talks Roman into a title shot. If Roman would have just stood on it, he's like, "What you talking about? You at the back of the line, son." You know, I don't know if you beat Braun Breaker, does that automatically get you a title shot? I feel like it shouldn't, but Seth feels like he's at the top. No one else is stepping up to challenge Roman, so you could get your title shot, but I think Seth is playing mind games once again. He told a whole, I would say 90, if not 100%, he told 99% of the truth. Um, and if I'm Roman, I got the enforcer right there, so I'm not too worried about it. Even though Seth was saying he never beat him and this, that, and the fifth, I didn't have the enforcer then for any of that, So that's gonna be a big elephant in the room. What is Jacob gonna do? Is he gonna betray Roman? Is he really gonna be the enforcer? Um, if he's in the corner, it's not a one-on-one. So like, what are you really gonna do? So
I
I love it,
think he's
man.
gonna, yeah.
I love it.
I think he's gonna not to cut you off. I think he's gonna tell Jacob, just like he's been telling the Usos, I gotta do this on my own. You gotta fall back. You gotta fall back. And I think when SummerSlam comes, he's gonna walk to the ring by himself. He's gonna fight Seth Rollins, and I think for the first time he's gonna beat Seth Rollins one-on-one. That's my early prediction. Roman wins. What's your thoughts, Nick?
You know me. I'm always throw my ones, but man, after seeing that cage match with Seth and Braun, man, and I'm just like, damn, that super curb stomp he did, everything like that. I'm like, damn, Roman's gonna have a tough time, but I feel like Roman's still gonna take the dub. But I think he just needs the whole bloodline to come out in the 12s. They all need to be in sync. It's like, that's your shoe, bro. Y'all should all be kicked up wearing those. Like, it shouldn't be any excuse. So I want to see that.
WWE, they're acting like the Miami Heat right now. You know how Miami Heat, they said, we're going to make this big trade for Giannis. And we got Giannis and we got Bam. As long as we got the two, we going to build around it. So I feel like they got these two big matches for SummerSlam. Headlining both nights. It doesn't matter. Like, you can flip flop it, whatever. Roman and Seth, Oba and Brock, those two matches alone are worth the price of admission. And we can fill SummerSlam out with the rest. I think we're only going to get like maybe 5 more matches each night.
You already got EO and Liv also. So
Yes, EO Sky. Yeah, that's fantastic. EO Sky, she won the Queen of the Ring. She beat Liv Morgan, and she's gonna double up. She beat Liv at Night of Champions. She said she's gonna double up, and she's gonna fight Liv at SummerSlam. They had a confrontation today. Um, which I hate when they make Raquel and Roxanne look like the Three Stooges. You know, they're running after EO and she just falls back and pull a rope and Raquel falls over the rope. I'm just waiting for the Benny Hill music to hit. I think it's ridiculous. But I do think that what first of all right, what did you think about their match at Night of Champions, Liv and EO Sky?
It was cool. It was cool. You know, I wasn't too thrilled or anything about it. Once your man, aka the Knicks mascot, once he put that curse on you, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So to see him do that right before the match, I think we all kind of knew, oh, Liv about to lose this match. I don't know how, but she's about to lose this match, and you know, and she did. So the curse is alive. I thought the match overall it was cool. It was just cool. You know, it was just cool. Seth and Breaker, to me, they stole the night. And right after that, you know, is obviously, you know, I love Oba winning King of the Ring, but I think we all kind of thought that was going to happen. Sami Zayn.
Wow.
Sami Zayn with the surprise of the night. Wow. Yeah. So I think that was the surprise of the night, but match of the night, I would still give it to Seth and Breaker. So
we was watching it at the hotel, and when I saw Sammy come out with the full, you know, the Muslim attire, man, I said, Ari, Sammy's about to win the belt. Like he's about to win. Like, it's, like I think once you come out, you know, with the full attire, the whole crowd was going crazy. And man, it was a good match. The triple threat match, you know, Cody's one of the best. Obviously, Gunther's one of the best. Sammy's one of the best. They got great chemistry together. There was some really cool high spots. I liked the, even though it looked a little corny, but I did like when Cody gave the double crossroads to Sammy as well as Gunther at the same time. I thought that was really dope. There was a couple of times when I thought, you know, Gunther was gonna win, putting the sleeper hold on. You know, the super Cody cutter off the top rope. I thought everybody had a chance to get off in the match, and Cody's going for the crossroads to end it. And actually, he's going for a second crossroads because he already hit Sammy with the crossroads, and he's going with a second one to end it. And Sammy just rolls him up 1, 2, 3. That was such a feel good win, man. I was so happy for Sammy. He looked in the camera. He says, you know, for 10 years I've been chasing this, and now nobody could ever say. You always have to say for the rest of my life, Sami Zayn, WWE champion. And he's right, man. Once you win the champion, once again, like Jalen Brunson, Cat, and all of my guys, once you win it once, you're forever the champion, man. And I love that Sammy did it
Nick,
as such
keep,
an
Nick,
underdog.
keep count to the Nick references throughout this whole night. Yes, I think we're probably at the 5th one already. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to the Knicks, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and Sammy being a proud Muslim and Canadian, and for him to win it over in Saudi Arabia with the crowd over there, they was going crazy. And again, this is something that you know, Roman against Seth, this is something that was rumored for next WrestleMania. Sammy winning the belt over in Saudi Arabia, this is something that was rumored for next WrestleMania. Both make sense, but man, the fact that they're speeding up and we're getting it early, and I'm happy that Sammy didn't have to wait. I think it would have been excruciating for all of us if we had to go through a whole, you know, another 6 to 8 months of Sammy trying to win the belt. I was like, come on, man, let's just get it already. And I think this freshens it up, you know, for everybody that was tired of Cody being a champion. They wanted a new champion. Sammy gets it. And the fact that Oba is facing Brock Lesnar, because I was seeing some rumors today that, oh, Brock Lesnar is gonna beat Sami at the next SmackDown or at Saturday night's main event, and then he's gonna go for the Oba's gonna fight him for the championship at SummerSlam. You don't even need a belt on the line when it's Oba against Brock. And I think WWE are playing this perfectly. Like, I have no complaints whatsoever about how they doing the road to SummerSlam. Sammy's the champion. Like Ari was saying, Jey Uso alluded to or promised at Raw that he's going to be going to SmackDown on Friday, and actually he's going to SmackDown today because they taped it right after Raw, and he's going to challenge Sami for the belt. But I think Cody Rhodes is going to have something to say about that. Cody's going to want a rematch, and even though that they don't really give the champions their rematches right away nowadays, Cody is different. Cody is he's the quarterback A. He's the captain of the team, so I think he pretty much has carte blanche. And SummerSlam is where we've seen Cody do some magical things. So I don't know if Jay's going to get that title match, but I do like Jay inserting himself in that mix with Cody due to the fact that Jay has great history with both. Obviously him and Sami have a tighter history being members of the Bloodline together. And they could play up that friendship. It's almost like Roman and Seth, but there's been no betrayal. These guys have they did turn on Sami. Let me take that back. But they have pieced it up, and they fought at multiple war games together. They still have the best handshake in the business, and it's gonna be really interesting, man. Jay inserting himself into that title picture. He's not even on the show, but I like it. What do you think, Ari, about Jay inserting himself with Sami and Cody, and then Gunther? I guess he's on suspension with Nick Aldis.
Nah, I don't think he on no suspension. Anybody who saw that and saw Gunther kind of shove Nick Aldis, and Nick didn't move. He didn't move. So I'm intrigued to see that match, man. I think people are kind of sleeping on Aldis, but I think he's bigger. Pause. I think he's bigger than Gunther. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if Aldis is making the calls as a GM right now, because he's probably focused on fighting Gunther. So I wouldn't suspend him. Let him wrestle. Make the match and put yourself in the match. But as far as Jay, Sami, and Cody, because I definitely think that's going to be a triple threat. If they do the triple threat for SummerSlam, me being a big Jay fan, I would like to see Sami keep it, man. Don't enough of this, like, keep it for 3 weeks and keep it for a month, and you're not the champion. He didn't waited so long to get this belt, man. Let him rock for a little while.
Yeah, hearing his promo afterwards, bro, like, yeah, really kind of, I was like, okay, man, like, him being in the business for 20 years and, being the underdog, fighting for that champion or that title for the past 10. Yeah, man, let him rock with it for a little bit, he's like, hey, not everybody, you said I couldn't do it, like, so he did it, he proved everybody wrong. So, let Sami ride for a little bit.
Yeah, and then the other thing with Jay too, I think with WWE, they fall into this trap a little too frequently, where one wrestler is in multiple storylines. Like, if he's going to be in a storyline with Sami and Cody, let him be in there with Sami and Cody. There's no need for this. I already know how I feel about LA Knight. There's no need for the LA Knight storyline. There's no need for the Solo, which have him dressed as Kool-Aid Man. I don't know what they doing with Solo. There's no need for that. If Jay's going to be in a main event storyline, there's no need for these GTA side missions. You know what I'm saying? Let's stick to the script.
That's why I'm feeling. I don't think. I mean, you technically there's 2 nights of SummerSlam, so technically Jay can fight both nights. He could fight Sammy on one night. He could fight Solo in LA Knight and or LA Knight on another night. But with this whole LA Knight Solo Sokoa mess, I'm kind of thinking that Jay is not going to get the title shot. I'm kind of thinking that it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn for the title 1-on-1. I definitely could see Nick Aldis and Gunther 1-on-1. And we'll have a tag team match. LA Knight, the improbable tag team of LA Knight and Solo Sokoa against Jay and Jimmy Uso.
Why? Who is clamoring to see this, man? I don't understand.
I just think that's
This
when they're building
storyline.
up.
Why though? Why? That shouldn't even. I wouldn't even want to see that as a SmackDown main event. You know what I'm saying? Like to get seeing it on SummerSlam, like why? It's not. Think about it, man. I don't think any of us, especially any of us who have brothers, you know what I'm saying, is not a believable storyline for your baby brother or your younger brother to team with a whole nother person and fight y'all. Come on, man. Come on. So I want to see what the call is that Roman told Jacob, because is what is the call? Because he said he's gonna be on SmackDown. He got to deal with Solo. So what is the call that Roman is saying? Is he there to take Solo out? Is he there to tell him like, yo, this is the last straw? Like what is the call? I'm interested to see that. Because Jacob right now is on a leash. He's tame right now. But when Roman makes that call, will Solo even be not on the shelf to fight at SummerSlam? You know what I'm saying? So let's see.
I really hope that Jacob gets a match at SummerSlam. Like, we haven't seen this guy wrestle in a long time. We saw him beat up Eric Andre, but I want to see Solo and I mean Jacob against Braun Breaker. I don't want to see that's the match I want to see. Solo and Braun Breaker. I want to see that at SummerSlam, but I think he
Solo and
needs
Braun Breaker?
Jacob and Braun Breaker. Did I say Solo? Yeah, I want to see Jacob and Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. I want to see Jacob fight somebody, and I want to see him fight somebody good. I don't want to see him against LA Knight, against Solo, but maybe Solo and LA Knight team up, and Solo turns on LA and finally joins the Bloodline. Maybe that's a master plan to kind of destroy LA Knight. We got to see, but the Usos, they just look bad, man. Jay is, they looking like the Stooges, and they getting beat up. Jay gets on the apron, and LA Knight hits him in the face. He gets in the ring. LA Knight gives him the blunt force trauma. They just look like the Three Stooges, man. And it's only two of them. They get disrespected every week by Jacob. Yo, punk ass Jay. Yo, punk ass Jay. That's every week, man. They look crazy. So I'm like, is Jay even believable at this point of challenging anybody for a world championship?
Yes.
I don't know, man. He looking crazy right now.
What you gonna do? Like what are like most of the wrestlers at WWE gonna do if Jacob just punks them? It's not too many of them, minus the Brock, minus the Oba, minus the Roman. It is not too many of them that could really step to Jacob. And this is Jacob tamed and on leash and sedated almost. Like if you unleash Jacob, who is going to? I think we all remember when he came and Jay is like, yo, why is Jacob here? Like you could see the fear in when he said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Jacob here? Like, we never that was the cousin that the elders told us to stay away from him. Like, stay away from Jacob. So now y'all bringing him into the fold. Like, why is he here? And he's second in command, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's too many people that could really stand up to Jacob, and we would take it seriously. So I Hey man, we just saw the match with Jey versus Oba. Not saying that Jey, was dominant against Oba, but he stood his ground. I think I found it funny. It was a little. I don't even think Jey took it seriously, and he was like, "Yo, he tapped." You know what I'm saying? I think that was a little joke
Mhm.
because Oba definitely was hulking up instead of tapping. But yeah, man, it's Sami Zayn. You don't think Jey could challenge for the belt for Sami Zayn? Come on, man, stop
I
that. Cut that
I
out,
just
man.
I just don't like this Three Stooges act, man. Like they coming
Who's the
out.
third stooge?
That's what I'm saying. It's only two of them. It makes it worse. Like they coming out. LA Knight is making a fool out of them every week.
He lost. let's not
Yeah,
avoid
but
or forget
he was the
he
last man.
lost.
He lost the match. He won the match last week. He lost this week, and he was the last man standing.
But who cares? He lost. When we look at the record book, it's gonna be like Jimmy Uso beat LA Knight on Monday Night Raw. He took a L. So he could do all that lip service. He took a L.
I
He is
just
the
feel
odd
like
man out. He's the only one in that storyline that's not a brother or a cousin. He's the odd man out. I don't care how much red he actually wears. He's the odd man out. He's always going to be the outsider. So I would like to see them just give LA Knight. Why is he still in this storyline? I don't understand. The bloodline broke up, came back together, and he's still in this storyline, bro. It don't make sense
yeah,
to me.
they need to find something for LA Knight to do. Like he shouldn't even be involved. But I just feel like the Usos one of the greatest tag teams of all time. There's an argument of them being the greatest of all time, and they not dominant together. Like Jacob beat both of them up together. LA Knight is getting the best of them. Like they should be out there giving 1,000,001 super kicks to anybody in their way. They should be more dominant when they're together. Now, when they fighting somebody one on one, then hey, what happens happens. But when they're together, they shouldn't be getting punked. No way.
If you make Jay and Jimmy as dominant as Roman and Jacob, they're the NWO. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they want to do a storyline like that because they really turn into the NWO. They have no weakness. You're not going to believe anybody to beat them. So you got to make a little chink in the armor somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, right now that's the Usos. That's the Usos. All of that can change, man. It's Sami Zayn. It's Sami Zayn, man. All of that can change. So let's just get LA Knight up out that story. What is Penta doing? Like what? LA Knight go fight for a belt.
I think Chad Gable and Penta on the collision course at SummerSlam, and big up to Chad Gable. A great match tonight against JD, man. Them boys was going at it tonight, man. JD gave him the Spanish fly in the center of the ring. He gave him another Spanish fly off the top rope. Um, Chad Gable. I like the music. The Gable. You know, that's the nod to Kurt Angle.
You don't like it, bro?
No. And I think I hate it even worse that he start clapping and he's off beat. I hate it even worse. It's gonna pick up steam the more he comes out to it and fans get incorporated with it. But no, 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 we don't need it, man. We don't need it.
But this is another. I think it's now or never, man. Like if he don't win it at SummerSlam, if they don't give him that match at SummerSlam and he win it,
But who you talking about? Chad versus Penta?
yeah.
Chad is he's a good guy right now. So I don't even know if we get that match.
I think if they'll have like some type of qualifying, they love these qualifying matches or something like that. But Chad is doing work, man. He's coming back. He looks better than he ever did. Like physically, he looks better. In the ring, he looks better than he's ever been. He's coming off that 5-star match with El Grande, and man, I think him and Penta, that could be a show stealer at
But
SummerSlam. And SummerSlam is in his hometown.
some of them, some people are just better at being heels and faces. Chad is gonna fall in that category. Chad was cooking as a heel, cooking. They put a mask on him, and he cooked even more. So, like, him as a face, I actually think he's taking like a step back. LA Knight, as much as I dog LA Knight, if you make if LA Knight could turn into a heel by SmackDown, he is going to start cooking. Like, half him as a heel, half him challenge Trick Williams. They don't even need a match. Like, just them on the mic, that's gonna be
Yeah, the
magical.
promos alone would be crazy.
Yeah. Him as a face, like, he hasn't won anything really, so the story isn't believable for LA Knight as a face. You know what I'm saying? But him as a heel, that should be a no-brainer. That should be a no-brainer. I think Chad is right in there the same way, man. Unless you're just gonna have Penta fight everybody in a ladder match on every PLE, which I'm fine with that, but let's get Penta into an actual storyline, man.
Yeah, I just think Chad is, he did such a beautiful promo with the wife and kids at, the AAA match with the mass versus match against El Grande. Everybody's on his side right now. Like, he's a sympathetic character. He's going on this apology tour. The people feel him as a heartfelt guy. I don't know if it's time to make him a heel yet.
And do you know where all of that violin music is gonna get Chad Gable? A Austin Theory match. That's what it's gonna get him. And Maxine Dupree is in the middle of that. That's where. So once again, when I say all of this stuff Chad is doing, and we all feel sad and da da da, he's taking a step back. Because if you fighting Austin Theory, no disrespect to Austin Theory, but that's not Penta. And you in a storyline with Maxine Dupree and Austin, like, to me, that's a step back. He was cooking as El Grande.
It was.
Cooking. Thank you. That was cooking. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like he's the beat down guy. Like, you want to feel sorry for. Like, I don't think that's a good role for him, man. Like, turn
But
back up, man.
I mean, to me, he's been on the roll the past few weeks. He's beaten Ethan Page, and he just beat JD. He's been having great matches. They've been showcasing him. I think if he does fight Austin Theory, that'll be a Raw match. I don't think they'll have maybe that's the qualifying match for the Intercontinental Championship. Whoever wins between him and Austin Theory fights Penta, but Austin, getting back to what Ari was saying, Chad Gable was in backstage, and Michelle Dupree passed him, and she kind of apologized for being so cold towards him last week, and they didn't quite make amends, but they came to an understanding. Austin Theory was backstage. He's like, "Yo, what the hell is that?" He told her, he's like, "Look, can't be sympathizing with the loser. You can't be with him and me
He's
with
a loser.
Barlow."
He's actually the loser. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy thing about it.
Yes. What do y'all make of the thing with Paul Heyman? Like, Paul Heyman came with Brock, and Austin Theory saw Paul backstage, and he was like, "Yo, I'm happy. I didn't know you was coming. I'm happy to see you. What's up? You didn't tell us he was coming." And then Paul Heyman just kind of just brushed him off and walked away.
He's losing. Like, Paul Heyman don't want to associate with losers. Like, he's losing. Lost your belts. Everyone is injured. The best one out of the camp, bloodied and beaten by Seth. So, like, I ain't on that, man. I'm Brock Lesnar. We in his hometown for SummerSlam. Like, hey, man, ain't nobody paying attention to you. You gotta go find it for yourself. Like, Paul Heyman ain't on that, and that's basically what he told him. So, collateral damage is Maxine Dupree at this point, but Damn, Austin Theory. Damn.
So you think it's over? I asked both of y'all. Y'all think it's over?
Division?
Paul Heyman in division? Yeah.
For now, at least.
It's a
It's like,
wrap.
yeah, there's nothing there no more. There's no substance.
It's a wrap. I think that, it unfortunately is just audible on the play because you can't predict Logan Paul, being injured. You can't predict what's my man that be stealing the Jordans.
I mean,
Can't
Bronson.
when Bronson comes back, like, what? I mean, he just solo contending. I mean, you don't want to go back into that shit either.
not how he's looking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't need the group.
Right.
And you got to find something for Breaker to do coming out of that loss. I don't know if the vision really fits him. Even when he's in the vision, I feel like he's on the chain. Like, unleash Breaker, man. Let him go crazy. Don't clip that, Nick. Don't clip that.
So how would y'all book it? Would y'all book it that division just goes their separate ways? Do two people get kicked out and one person get kicked out of the division? Like how would y'all like to see them come back?
When Seth beat Breaker, and Nick, I'll let you elaborate on it, but when Seth beat Breaker, I think that was the end of me personally, I think that was the end of the division.
Yeah, even when Seth had like his little post interview and he was just like, he started praising, Braun. He was like, he was everything that when I brought him into the division. And the fight, it was a war they had in there, man. So it's like, yeah, it's like you brought him in and you took him out. That's it, like you came in, you left in a box. So I think it's a wrap for now, man.
That was such a good cage match, man. I loved how they started the cage match. Night of Champions Seth Rollins against Braun Breaker. Seth comes to the ring first, which usually the bad guy comes first. But Seth comes in. I guess he wanted to get the high ground because who knows? He tries to come in the ring. Braun Breaker could have hit him with a spear right off the bat. And again, that's the veteran in Seth. That's the psychological advantage that he has against Braun Breaker. He brings the weapons in. He's sitting in the chair waiting for Braun to come in. Braun comes in. He sits in the chair. They just kind of looking at each other. Then they just go at it. Chairs, kendo sticks, the Frankenstein off the top rope on chairs that were laying into on the mat. Seth gave Braun Breaker a superplex off the top rope through a table. The table, Ari pointed it out, the table popped up, hit Braun Breaker in the face, and that's what caused him to bleed. The blood was just gushing. And, as Ari pointed out to me, like the guy is lucky because a couple of more inches, it would have went into his eye. And, that wouldn't have been a good thing. That would not have been a good thing. And these guys are going at it. Braun Breaker, he gives Seth a hell of a spear. He gives him, when he's running, from rope to rope, hits him with the spear. He kicks out. Seth gives Braun a curb stomp. He kicks out. They was just going back and forth, man. They have a great chemistry, and I like the fact that we're seeing Braun Breaker get into the ring with these greats like the CM Punks and the Seth Rollins, and he's putting on fantastic matches with these guys, man. And I hope he's learning from them as well. And he's giving these guys fantastic matches. Braun is just an incredible athlete. There's one point where he's trying to pin Seth. He can't do it. He's trying to, crawl out of the steel cage. Seth catches him. He's like, "Do you really want to crawl out the cage?" He brings him back in. And ultimately, Braun goes for a spear, try to spear Seth through the table. He misses. Seth outsmarts him, gives him the avalanche curb stomp off the second rope. 1, 2, 3. And what did you guys think? Like towards the end, before the curb stomp, Braun Breaker, he waves his hand up at Seth, like to tell him chill. And it looks like what's gonna happen is Braun quitting? Is he giving up? What's going on? But no, he does more defiance. He gives him the, even though he has no more energy, even though his reserves has been depleted. He's still defiant, and he gives him the break. And Seth gives him the super curb stomp for the 1-2-3. I thought Braun went out like a G.
That was a dog fight. That was a good one. That was definitely a good watch. So, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see some blood, man. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
No more steel cage matches without blood. That should be mandatory, just like the old days.
I hate to ruin it, but it wasn't about to be no blood in that match. That wasn't supposed to happen. I I I'm intrigued to see what is next for Breaker. Obviously we see what Seth is. He's focused, right? So he ends the vision that he started. That is the vision, and as he said, he never really lost the belt. You know what I mean? So he's going back to get his belt that is rightfully his, and that's his path, right? Logan Paul is on the shelf. Austin Theory looks lost. We don't know where Mr. Steal Your Jordans is at right now. You know, he looks phenomenal in shape, but we don't know where he's at. So is Breaker is left? Like what is next for him?
Well, they
If the
do.
path is not the heavyweight belt.
Yeah, they do have a match. Next week, Division versus the Street Profits. They do have that match. It's for the World Tag Team Championship. It was announced, so Division they're together, but they're hanging on by a string. And this is kind of, I think this is it. I have to agree with you. If they don't win these tag team belts back, maybe
Breaker's gonna
it's
spear Austin Theory. It's over.
mm, mm,
It's over.
mm.
He wipes his feet clean, and if to me Seth just ended the division, but as you said, if they have a title match or a rematch or whatever, it's over. It's over, Hova. Austin
See,
Theory might want to cut that beard off, man.
I was thinking maybe Bronson Reed comes back and helps him out, but
Nah. You don't. None of us really want to see Breaker in a tag team anyway. You know,
What about Bronson and Breaker like feuding? You think that would be dope? Like Bronson just come back and like you know what I'm saying? Just dog out Breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like come back, be dominant, and then that start a whole little feud for a little bit. I think that would be hard too.
that would be amazing.
hey, fans want to cheer for Breaker. Don't nobody want to really boo Braun Breaker, man. Everyone is excited to see him wrestle, and the dogs want to start barking. They want to start barking. So yeah, that would be. I would love to see that. That would be dope.
Book it.
Book it.
Everybody got injured, man. I think that'll be a great 30 for 30 special one day. What could have been with Division? First Seth, then Braun, then Bronson, then Logan.
Austin Theory and LA Knight with Maxine Dupree in the group. That's the group. That's I like it. I would like to see them together. That's more of a better fit as a tag team. LA Knight, they're both in shape. They both got the look. They both have history with Maxine Dupree.
I missed the A-Town down Austin. Like I mean, I like that.
You got to shave the beard off, man. You know, bring the selfie stick back out.
Right, get rid of that fucking scarf.
Why you don't like the man's scarf, man?
I don't know. I just feel like he be when you're trying to put on a fake front, trying to be a fake bully. That's why I feel like Austin there is.
I don't like the scarf either. I think he needs another makeover. Like I know yeah. And Austin Theory, he could just put on some tights and some trunks or whatever, come out there and do his thing.
Exactly.
I think another match we're gonna see at SummerSlam will be Jade Cargill against Charlotte Flair. We saw Charlotte interfere with Jade's match against Tiffy. I don't want to exclude that match. Tiffany Stratton is still the United States champion. She beat Jade Cargill. A lot of interference from Meat Chan and B Fab, as well as Chelsea Green. Charlotte Flair ultimately hit Jay with the heavyweight champ with the United States Championship, and 1, 2, 3 by Tiffy. SummerSlam is in Tiffany's hometown. Any thoughts for who she could defend her belt against?
Ooh. I got this World Cup on, you know what I'm saying? World Cup is on, you know.
Who's winning? Who's winning?
He's kicking the ball into the goal.
Yeah, that who's that, Netherlands?
I don't know.
That was a good goal. But
Let's go play tomorrow. That's it.
damn. Tiffy, who would I have Tiffy fight? Man, I mean, if it's not like a three-way tag, because that's kind of where they're going, like with the storyline. That's kind of where they're going. She might not even get to defend her title. To be completely honest with you.
Man, I think they should let her fight in her hometown. I would love to see her. You know, there's a lot of rumors about Rhea Ripley being injured. Hopefully they address it on SmackDown, but I would like to see Tiffy go against Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. Maybe title for title match.
I think, yeah. I mean, I'm not against that, but it just looks like the momentum with her. Anything you put Chelsea Green in is like instant gold. So I don't like that they keep kind of flirting with Chelsea and storylines, and then kind of put her on a shelf, and she doesn't have a match on the PLE. Like, let Chelsea cook. So I don't know if that's turning on Tiffy so she could get her title shot, which I would love to see that. But what is the payoff? Because are they going to be a tag team together, or is Chelsea going to turn on Tiffy at some point? Because if you exclude Jade and Charlotte from that, it kind of leaves them as like the odd men out, and Tiffy has a belt, so it's crazy.
I hope she turns on her. You know, I want to see Tiffy. I mean, I want to see Chelsea. You know, keep the lovable and charisma that she has, but just get a little bit more edge to her. I think that's the only thing she's missing, just a little bit more edge, and I love to see a turn on her. I think that'd be great, man. I think that'd be great. Last thing, guys, Cody Rhodes. Where does he go from here?
I don't know, man.
Cody Rhodes, triple threat, man. You know, he's the golden child. So if you're not going to give him any time off, you got to put him. He's not going to go challenge Penta or Trick Williams. So you know,
Yeah.
You still got to be in that top spot.
Yeah, title match or bust, man. Title match or bust. And I'm just, all of this action that's going on right now, we're still missing 3 heavy hitters. Drew McIntyre's out, Randy's out. Matter of fact, let me make it 4. Kevin Owens is out, and CM Punk is out. We haven't seen him since the Raw after WrestleMania, man. So I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with those guys, but I know CM Punk better be back for SummerSlam, and Drew should be back for SummerSlam. I hope Randy, his health is in order, because I just feel like it was just a waste with Randy, man. Unfortunately, like, he had this incredible heel turn, and they put in Pat McAfee, and it just made it so convoluted, man. So I just thought that was a waste, but We'll see. Maybe Randy comes back in time to fight Cody one more time. So we will see. We will see. Ari, good news for you. I saw they just put out on the gram that Jalen Duran. How do I pronounce it? Duran or Duran?
Gunther and Gunther.
Well, he's asked to be traded from the Pistons. He's asked for a sign and trade. And he's supposed to meet with the Lakers tomorrow to discuss a sign and trade.
Nothing makes me happy until the deals are done.
What you think about this talk about LeBron possibly going to Golden State? LeBron and AD going to Golden State.
When you look at all the players involved in that rumor, and they're all have the same agent, I just feel it's a money ploy more than anything, and I'm not mad at it. Get as much money as you possibly can. Get as much money as you possibly can. But I'm thinking that LeBron would want the Lakers to go get a center because the Lakers have been needing a center for a few years now. So I think you want to see what moves they can make, and then whatever money is left, give it to LeBron. Or, give him all the rest of the money, man. So we'll see. Now that would be intriguing to see Anthony Davis, LeBron, Steph, and Draymond. I still don't know if that beats.
And Porzingis just resigned to Golden State today.
So what? It's like LA Knights. So what? We never. Porzingis will play for one game and be gone for 5 months. So they gotta figure that out, man. I hope everything is okay with him, but they gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
He's really the unicorn. He really is a unicorn. That's crazy.
My last Nick reference, I know they've been doing really good, man. Like they re-signed Alvarado, they re-signed Shamit. We just got to do this. Just bring Mitchell home, man, and we got a good off season. I don't like what they did at the draft. I thought they traded the kid Carr to the Lakers. I thought they should have kept Carr because I think he's gonna be a really good player. But hey man, other than that, bring Mitch back and I'm good.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's do it, man.
Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5, man. Nick from New York Knicks to our Nick, man. Nick A16, Ari the Oracle. Big up to E Will and Swift TV. This is Shaheem Reed. We are signing off. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The Rap on Wrestling Podcast. We out.